Hello, you are welcome to Chemistry Explained series, part 13. We're looking at a very important topic, empirical and molecular formula. But first of all, we need to know what is a chemical formula. A chemical formula tells us which atoms are present in a compound and how many are also present. Example, H2SO4 is a formula of an acid which we call sulfuric acid, or in how you pack tetrodosulfate 6 acid. So that's a formula. What's empirical formula? Empirical formula of a compound tells us its simplest formula and their whole number ratios of combination. What is molecular formula? Molecular formula, or MF, of a compound gives the exact number of moles of atoms of the component elements in 1 mole of the compound. Let's look at this example. Using sugar, a simple carbohydrate, C6H12O6, on color, glucose, or anything. The simplest whole number ratio, CH2O, is the empirical formula, but the actual count in 1 molecule is C6H12O6. You get the empirical formula by just dividing the molecular formula by 6. Calculations. Both empirical and molecular formula can be calculated with given parameters. Empirical formula, EF. A compound is 40% carbon, 6.7% hydrogen, 53.3% oxygen by mass. Find its empirical formula. So those percentages can simply be converted to gram, assuming it is 100 gram, because 40% is 40 gram, 6.7% is 6.7 gram, 53.3% is 53 gram of oxygen. So you convert the grams to mole by dividing the masses with their molar numbers, molar masses, by their mass numbers. So you have number of moles of carbon 40, while the molar mass of carbon is 12. When you divide it, you get 3.33 mole. That of hydrogen, 6.7, you divide it by 1, you have 6.67 mole. That of oxygen, 53.3, divided by 16, the molar mass of oxygen, you get 3.33 mole. Then you now divide these mole ratios, you divide it by the smallest, which is 3.33. So 3.33 divided by 3.32 will get 1 whole number. 6.67 divided by 3.32, you get approximately 2. Then 3.33 divided by 3.32, you get 1. So from there, C is 1, H is 2, O is 1. So you have CH2O. That is the empirical formula. Now, how do we dive from here into the molecular formula? Another question. The compound above, C6H12O6, has molar mass of 180 gram per mole. What's the molecular formula? So since you know the empirical formula is CH2O, which if we work it out, carbon is 12, hydrogen is 1 times 2, that is 2, oxygen is 16, adding all of them together gives us 30. So equating that equation, equating the empirical formula to the molar mass given, we have that 30N equal to 180. So the number now would be 180 divided by 30, that's 6. So that 6N now is 6. So multiplying all inside the bracket by 6, we have C6H12O6. That is the molecular formula of the compound. So let's look at a challenge, quick student challenge. You try this. Calculate the empirical formula and hence the molecular formula of a compound with a molar mass of 78, which contains 92.31% carbon and 7.69% hydrogen. You pause the video and do the calculation. After the calculation, if you do the correct calculation, you find out that the empirical formula is CH, while the molecular formula is C6H6, and that is benzene. Thanks for listening. Subscribe for more videos. Thank you.